Good morning. This is Friday, April the 12th, 2019. Today we're going to be studying we have the unique opportunity to study the nested reversal pattern in Bitcoin prices. This is the 24 hours of Bitcoin. You can pause the video to read our disclaimer or click on the link down in the description below. For those of you who are returning to this channel, be sure to go over to IntroToCryptos.ca and sign up for our free training so you get the most benefit from these live streams. Today we're going to start off by looking at the divergences with our indicators, then we'll zoom into those nested reversal patterns, then we're going to take a look at how Bitcoin is relating to the rest of the main four, and finally at the end we're going to finish the video with a review of the history that is giving me an indication of what we might be seeing next in Bitcoin prices. And that's probably going to take us 3 or 4 minutes to go through that at the end. So let's do our divergences first, then the nested reversals. So as you know, the last while I've been watching this divergence develop and develop and develop. And finally we had this price break, which confirmed the divergence. Not really what I was wanting to see in prices, but that's what the divergence was telling us. Even the divergence that we could see in the on-balance volume showing weaker buying as the price was making new highs. Now we've seen some on-balance selling, but it doesn't give us insight into the nested reversal yet. When we are looking at the MACD indicator, we also see this crossover and a pullback, and I'm going to show you why this isn't such a concern to me now that I've done some additional research. So let's zoom in now and take a look at this nested reversal. I'm going to zoom into the 3-day view. So we're looking at the 15-minute bar, and we still can't really see it as clearly. Let's clear that up, go into the 1-day bar, and get rid of the indicator down below. What I'm looking for now is the nested reversal. What is a reversal pattern? A reversal pattern is a failed retest of a recent low. Say that again to yourself. It's a failed retest of a recent low. So here's the recent low, here's the failed retest of that recent low. All together they make a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. This is the recent low. Here is another failed retest of that low, creating a larger 1, 2, 3 bottom formation nested inside the smaller one. You know it. Now we have the number 1 point, we have the number 2 point, we have another failed test of this low. A break above this level gives us a larger 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. So now you see how these are nesting inside each other, sort of like those Russian stacking dolls, the little wee one inside and larger ones on the outside. As those get larger, they become stronger. And you can see them setting up here where there was an attempted breakout, but it failed. Here's another one that failed. So as they're coming down and the prices are trying to create this stable reversal pattern, we keep getting the failures until finally we do get the reversal. And so that is the nested reversal pattern that I'm seeing unfolding right now. And as this breaks higher from here, that's all very bullish. When we take a look at what Bitcoin is doing compared to the other major ones that I'm watching here, we have Bitcoin, huge bowl-shaped pattern with the breakout, a little bit of a pullback. We have Litecoin has already set the stage in the past where we've had these ascending wedge triangles and a breakout. An ascending wedge triangle and a breakout. Even looked like a wicked top formation here. Turned out to be an ascending wedge triangle with a bear trap and a breakout. Overall, the uptrend is still intact even though we have, normal market noise. Then when we see Ethereum making a larger 1, 2, 3 bottom formation here, large triangle consolidation, as everything else is going bullish, it's just begs me to think that this is going to be jumping higher. And it's the same with stellar lumens here with this chart pattern. It very much looks like it's going to be springing much, much higher. And so when I look at the long-term Bitcoin price, I want to go back to where were we just before prices sprung much, much higher. And as you know, if you've been watching this for a while now, at first I was watching this section of prices and I was comparing that to a section of prices in the past here. And that's what I said, okay, we are here because it's similar to where the crash was. But after a time, it occurred to me after really studying these prices and watching where things were, I figured it felt like we were more in this kind of position from where we just came from. So if we go back to the present time, it feels to me like this position here. Let me clear all the stuff off. This area is similar to what we saw back in 2016. May of 2016 is when the breakout is. So this is where my eyes see a similar pattern and a similar breakout pattern. Now the study gets even more specific, where what happened during this whole run all the way up. You know, we're looking at the daily chart here, and if we can clear this all off and go back to the present time so that we're in the daily charts again, we see we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8, 9, pull back, a little bit of strength here, though we're seeing that nested reversal pattern when we get right zoomed into the price movement. So let's go back to May of 2016. Here we are looking at the 4-hour charts, and we have the 3 indicators set up. This isn't the ideal way to go through it just because of it's hard to see all 3 indicators and what exactly they're doing. But now that we're back to the beginning of May of 2016 right in here, May 24th, we're going to run this through by, I'm going to push the keyboard, and we can step this forward to see what happened with our indicators, especially down at the very bottom where we're seeing the MACD indicator showing bullish, strong, strong, strong. Then it crosses over right there. And we see a drop in the RSI, and we see a drop in the on-balance volume. So we can see as prices are pulling back a little bit here, we can watch what our indicators are doing, and the MACD crosses over again and crosses back over again many times as this is unfolding. So as I speed this up a little bit and we get all the way into where we already know that this is the top here in June. So this is the kind of thing that we need to be watching for as we zoom into this moment, and we're watching for specific things in our indicators. We have lower highs in the RSI, we have higher highs on the price chart, we have a top formation shaping up after that is in place. Much different than what we've had right now. We can also see that the on-balance volume also disagreed considerably with these prices as they moved, and we had a double top in our MACD indicator as we had higher highs here before we had that ultimate crossover that was actually before the top formation broke. So this is the kind of thing that we're going to be watching for, and anticipating that on the way up we're going to get all sorts of crosses of the RSI, the MACD. It's going to be going kind of wild on us as prices are coming up, topping and going sideways, topping and going sideways. It's not going to give us what, it's giving us a huge negative bearish divergence here, but it's not really. We have to combine that together with some other information before we can really consider how bearish that is. So this is sort of the study that I was doing to give me an idea of what to watch for in the top formation as it's coming up, so that I'm not going to get freaked out and jumping out when we're just getting a little pullback and a retest. But I really want to see things top out and see the energy changing. This took many days here. What are we looking at? The June 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. So that took a week for this to play out. And we had lots of time to see it coming. Lots of time to see it coming. So let's see if we can watch for it and see it coming in the future. That wraps it up for this episode of the 24 Hours of Bitcoin. If you haven't already, be sure to head over to IntroToCryptos.ca and sign up for the free training there. It'll definitely add some context to what we're studying here. Thanks again for signing up or joining. We'll see you in the next live stream. Bye for now.